Okay, I'm back again. I get to use my high-tech equipment when I do it this way. It's a little strange, but here we go. Um, let's see what's going on. There's a situation out in the west with the Hoover Dam. I guess you all know about that. And there's another dam apparently above it or something like that with a different lake to it. And that lake is going to stop you being able to make hydroelectric power sometime towards the end of next year if things don't change drastically. And within the next 18 months or so, Lake Mead won't be able to do it either. Now that's a total of somewhere in the neighborhood of 27, I think it's 27, 28 million people that'll be without electricity. And I have no idea what that will do to the power grid in the United States. But maybe it's time you started getting used to something. If you want to know what that's like, go around your house, turn off all the lights, unplug all the clocks, TVs, cell phones, everything. Everything electric, unplug it. See how long you can last before you plug something back in. Seriously. Now, back in the day, my day, of course, the telephone would still work for a short period of time, anyhow, maybe 48 hours. But digital phone service that's connected to your cable company will go bye-bye the minute the electricity goes. Okay? You won't be able to charge your cell phone batteries. After a while, I'm sure some of you have chargers and whatnot. Some of you probably have a lot of those emergency charging systems just in case. But still, try going 24 hours. Now, if it's a beautiful day, it's no big deal. But if it's a cloudy, rainy, nasty, stormy day, snowy day, rainy day, whatever you got, this is going to be a bitch. You don't know what's going to happen. If they issue a tornado warning, you'll never hear it. But that's something some people should probably get used to because it's going to happen, especially to poor people. You know how that works, right? The poor people get screwed all the time. They wrote an article on CNN that says, if you want to live longer, what do you need? Money. And that's true. I don't know if this is still a case in England with their socialized medicine, but I remember reading a story a few years ago where what the deal was, if you had money, you could go in and get taken care of. But no money, no honey, sweetie. You had to go to socialized medicine, and sometimes there's a time delay. I mean, down here we have basically socialized medicine. Yes, it's very cheap, it's very good, but you can wait a while. And the poor people, especially during the pandemic, the poor people that needed surgeries and whatnot were shit out of luck. One of them was my father-in-law. Hopefully he's going to be okay, but well, he's 80 something, so I don't know whether they would do the surgery anyhow now, but that's the way that works. But that was an interesting story. I mean, something we take for granted and this has been going on for a long time. This isn't something new. They used to shut the Grand Canyon down to White River rides for two reasons. One, they used to shut them down because it was too dangerous, because it was too violent. Then they shut them down because there wasn't enough water in the river and the canyon to go all the way through. And I got this. I don't understand the weather completely, and I don't think anybody really does. But if all the ice caps continue to melt, and we have less ice caps, and the planet continues to warm, and everybody says, well, there'll be a lot of salt water around, but it'll take several years for us to get to a point where they can produce fresh water from salt in a mass quantity. And what's going to replace it? What they're looking at is a science fiction scenario where the planet just dries up and goes away. And is it possible? Well, definitely not in my lifetime. Probably if you're born this year, yeah, probably in your lifetime you're gonna have to leave the planet somehow or another. And then again, the billionaires are already, according to an article that I also read that was on CNN. I don't know who wrote it, but they reproduced the article saying that billionaires are giving up on this planet already because they're already gearing up to go into space, to the moon or beyond. I'm not sure the moon's a safe place to be if there's no Earth, if the Earth dries up, catches fire or something. The other thing is that they don't. The technology to support a population on the moon isn't completely available and probably won't be by the time the planet runs out of water, or by the time the situation reaches a real critical level. It's another thing to think about. But billionaires are putting their money in there. They want to go. They want to be in space. They don't care about you people, and that's something you gotta learn sooner or later. I mean, this is what causes revolutions. What was it the Queen of France said? Let them eat cake. Is that Marie Antoinette? If that's even true, I think it was let them eat bread. But anyhow, they came up with the saying, let them eat cake. And these people are starving. They have no money. They have no food. And look what happened to the government in France. I think it's possible to see that everywhere in the country. I don't care if it's it'll probably happen, and this is going to sound really strange, but it'll probably happen faster if somebody like Donald Trump is in office than if somebody like Joe Biden's in office. I think Joe Biden has the ability to staff himself with people that will disagree with some of the things he says and quite possibly come up with a solution. Whereas people like Donald Trump don't have any debates. They're right and everybody else is wrong. So, and since he doesn't believe in climate, we're screwed. Well, you're screwed. I mean, I'm getting screwed by other things. I get screwed by the banks. But I don't know if there's a real solution to this, a quick solution or whatever. I mean, rain is the quick solution. Lots of it, lots of snow, lots of melt. The temperature's dropping. I don't know how fast we can do that. Should be interesting. Whether or not it happens is how people react. Because I can tell you right now, I mean, the attitude people have where I live, the whole country's not in a drought. I haven't seen any pictures on the news of a drought, but last year and the year before they showed pictures of these droughts towards the western half of the country, I think it was, towards the Pacific Ocean and some of the interior areas. Meantime, it rained every day here. Water's not a problem. Clean water's a problem, but water's not a problem around here. Pipes are old and stuff like that. I mean, that's a big thing, But I saw one big pipe down the road. I don't know what that's for. Went across a creek, but it broke. I don't know. They fixed it by stuffing cloth and stuff in it. I don't know if that works real well. But anyhow, that's the deal around here. It's the deal pretty much everywhere. There's not. You have some areas. Look at. All right, let's look at the southeast and in the south part of the country and the deluges they suffered from Ida, I believe it was, and the amount of water that was dumped there, and then you go to California and the Northwest, and that's in Arizona and whatnot, and they're in Lake Mead, which is in Nevada, I believe, and just look at the water levels there, and you're saying, what's going on? And these water levels come from the Colorado River, which is north of where the dams are, and things aren't looking too bright up there. So you try to figure this out. That's why it's hard to get a consensus about doing something about something when you have something in your hand. You know, it's like something similar would be what's going with this lady, this Native American woman that disappeared, I think 12 years ago. I think that's the article. They said 12 years ago, and finally they're doing something about it. The people are asking why it took so long. If she was white, the army would have been out looking for her. You know, I mean, it's true. So it's again, it's poor people that they don't care about. The American Indian is definitely poor. Don't kid yourself with their casinos and whatnot. Trust me. There's the Lakota Sioux, which was a Sitting Bull's tribe who engineered, didn't actually do the defeat. The Cheyenne did the shooting, but the Lakota were a very powerful nation at one time, and the city that they're in, where their reservation is in South Dakota, is probably the county, from what I understand, is probably the poorest in the country. So what's going on with that? What else can I bullshit you about today? Oh well. Today's Bruce Springsteen. You all know Bruce Springsteen. I hope you do. And he's the man of the people. The singer of the people and whatnot. He turned 72 today, and his daughter just won a medal in the Olympics in the equestrian. Which costs hundreds of thousands of dollars a month to train and to keep a horse like that on his little farm in New Jersey. And they said that his net worth, unfortunately, is only $500 million. So, I don't know what he's going to do. He's probably running out of pocket change right now. But he's got to stop telling me he's a man of the people, because he has no idea. I mean, he might have worked himself up to that point, which is fine. You can do that. I have no problem with him doing that. Fixing my collar here. I just don't like you, going around thinking you're so smart, and you're not. You have no idea what people are going through. If these guys that go around talking about poverty and whatnot would go take a serious look at Appalachia, Indian reservations, places like that, and see what poverty's all about. And that exists in a country that was one of the wealthiest in the world. But it's a ridiculous amount of people control the majority of wealth in this country. I used to know the numbers exactly. I think at one time it was like 27% of the people controlled 99% of the money in this country. That's ridiculous. But government doesn't believe that the majority of the people understand situations, can govern themselves, that they need to be told what to do. And I got to tell you, that's probably, they better hope so, because if these situations out in the West with water and whatnot, and the fires and things keep going in the direction they're going, and the storms keep coming, and we don't do anything about it, you better hope that people listen to government, because if they don't, they're going to come kick their ass out. And it's not going to be pleasant. It will not be a pleasant situation. Let's take a look at the sports world. We got a game tonight. Houston's playing, which is like that's a gimme if you're a bettor. They don't have a quarterback that's of any stature, and they weren't that good to be. They weren't expected to be that good before their quarterback got hurt on Sunday. So they got a rookie in there that's had 4 days with the first team. That should be that should be not worth watching. Or if you're like to see people get beat the crap out of, that's probably be a good one to watch. Aaron Rodgers, they're saying Aaron Rodgers and the Packers are back and they're headed for this. They're now a Super Bowl contender, and I think every team out there is a Super Bowl contender until they're not. I don't believe that that team is any better than anybody else's. They have a lot of flaws, especially on defense, which has been something of a problem for a couple of years now. And they spent a lot of money getting Rodgers what he wants, and then the defense doesn't play. And in those big games, defense is what wins the game. I don't know whether Kansas City, because of defense, can come back again. And the same thing with what I saw from Baltimore. So I don't know what's going on. The WNBA, that's basketball. The WNBA, that's the women's league, is starting up. The playoffs start tonight. I remember watching the girls in the gym next to the boys' gym when I was in high school, playing basketball. We were all checking out the ladies because they wore basically shorts, and so all the guys were always looking through the cracks in the walls and whatever, going up in the balcony and watching them. And basketball was bounce the ball, pass it, and take a set shot. Now these girls are as tough as, big as, strong as, and a lot of cases better than the men's teams. And I think that would be an interesting scenario. How they actually got the leagues together in football is they had a competition called the Super Bowl, and that's what developed all these mergers and whatnot. And the AFL and the NFC merged because of that. And this could be a great deal if you had let's have a 3-game playoff with the women's champion versus the men's champion. See who wins. And from what I've seen of the game, I would say the women stand a better chance because I think they have more endurance. And men seem to get lackadaisical and tired after a while. They're into the 3-point shot and that's it. Okay, let's go sit down now. Let's see, what else do I know about a little bit? I don't remember what's going on in tennis because I don't really pay a lot of attention to that. I should. My grandson is a national champion tennis player at a very young age. He's only 10, so but he won the championship, not this one, the last couple of month or so ago. He won the one for 14. He was a 14-year-old championship, and he was a 10-year-old and a 14-year-old, and he won. He's a good player. He's good. He's good under pressure. He's good in competition. But the problem with being really good at that everybody wants to beat you. If you're a champion, the one thing you have to understand is everybody wants to beat you. Ask a fighter. They'll tell you. If you're the number one fighter, everybody who's going to fight wants to fight you. They don't want to fight anybody else. They want to fight you and beat you because there's money involved. Tennis down here, there's no money involved in it down here, especially for my grandson. And let's see what's going on. The wife is out. Oh, I've got some health problems. That's why she's out. She's out making me a doctor's appointment for a PSA. That's for the prostate, and I have to go see some other doctors to get a heart monitoring device placed on me for 24 hours because they believe they saw a blockage in my EKG this year, which I don't know, wasn't there last year, but you never know. I don't know all the symptoms, other than being tired, which is, a lot of that's due to my lovely little dog, Antonia, who last night again decided to have a panic attack because it was thundering and lightning. And when she has a panic attack, she climbs up in bed, jumps on the pillow next to me. This is a 40-pound dog. Jumps on the pillow next to me and tries to bury my head. I'm not the one that's afraid. Oh God. I enjoy talking on the internet because I don't have to listen to you. I get to do all the talking, and you have to listen if you want to. You can always shut me off. That's pretty easy. Um, like I said, I can't find some place where I can go live without instituting software and stuff that's not going to be compatible with my operating system on this particular computer. I may have to go to the laptop, and I don't really want to do that. Uh, yeah, I just don't like, I don't know. This is free. Everything's free. Linux is free. Except for some minor glitches like that, it's better than Microsoft as far as I'm concerned. It's the compatibility issues are a problem sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes. Like I told you, this bank that my bank is closing, or closing its retail operations. HSBC is kicking guys like me out. And they're sending us to Citizens Bank. Citizens Bank, and this is why I had to buy a laptop recently, because Citizens Bank, you have to have Microsoft Office or Microsoft operating system, or you can't get online with them. And so it cost me 1.1 million pesos, which I don't remember the exchange rate at the time. Anyhow, about $500, $400 to $500 anyhow, to be able to talk to them 3 or 4 times a year. So, what are you gonna do? There's what is it? The cloud is starting to be run by Linux. So most government servers in the United States are run by Ubuntu, which is Linux. That's their stuff. So I don't know what's going to happen. They tell you Microsoft servers are no good because they're too corruptible. Well, that goes for they go along with the boss. The boss is corrupt, so that works out for me. That's okay for me. I'm hoping you're able to hear me all right and everything. If not, I'll have to go over this again, do a voiceover. I think I can do that. We'll have to wait and see. But anyhow, you see all the stuff in the back there. That's some of my artwork, my hat, my dartboard, which I haven't used in a year. Don't know why. I don't have any problems throwing darts. I just can't see. And I have nobody that wants to do stuff with me. It's like I have a beautiful backgammon set. I have nobody that even wants to learn how to play backgammon. I have chess, and the only one who play chess with me is my grandson, and I beat him all the time, and I don't want to do that. You don't learn by beating somebody. You learn by losing. Unfortunately, the United States doesn't. The governments don't learn by losing or winning. They don't learn by history. They don't learn by anything. They don't know what to deal with. Why governments are so screwed up like that, but they are. If you look at the causes of the various wars, it's repeated themselves over and over and over again, and nobody's changing anything. We have racial tensions over and over and over again. We have sexual perversion over and over and over again. Oh, that's the thing again. We're on a moral trip now. That they want us to no abortion, stop gay sex is going to be. There's a man in Texas, some politician in Texas was trying to put a bill through that to make gay sex illegal again. Gay sex has been around since the Romans and before that. It's get over it. That's I have I don't even want to talk. That's just stupidity. Gay people don't bother me. There are 2 really nice guys down here. They're older guys that are friends of my son-in-law, and I like them very much. I enjoy talking to them. They're as gay as can be, and it's fine with me. I've had gay friends over the year. I've had lesbian friends. I've had homosexual friends, whatever you want to call them. I don't know if there's gay, male and female, gay friends over the years, and I've never had a problem with them. That doesn't come up in the conversations. Sometimes if we're joking around and kidding around about something, sometime or another, the thing about them is gay people have a great sense of humor about themselves if they're out and about. If they're not hiding in the closet because of society's pressures and whatnot. I just read that the lady Elvira. I don't know whether you guys know who she is anyhow. She's where did she come from? She made a couple of movies about herself, and she was a television personality. She was the female version of John Zachary, which again, you probably don't know about. But anyhow, she just came out as being in a 19-year relationship with a woman. She wouldn't come out because it would hurt her image, and then therefore hurt her income. I guess 19 years ago, maybe. I don't think, now, of course, nobody gives a shit anymore. Well, they do, but, we have gay people running for politics. I think we have one in the Senate, I'm not sure, or Congress, someplace or another. I know we got a Native American in there. They throw a token one every once in a while. And if you don't look at that, if you don't look at the, what am I trying to say? If you don't look at the sexual persuasion or the color of somebody's skin and whatnot, and you just look at or their ethnicity in any manner, shape, or form, and you just look at the individual, you can get some pretty damn good people to run for office and whatnot. They're really qualified, smart as a whip, and they're not pushing gay agendas. They're not pushing anything. The mayor of Bogota down here is gay. The only problem I have with her is she wears the same outfit day in and day out. She's not. It's not really. She changes her scarf. It's like a bluish shirt and jeans, dark pants. I'm not a fashion. I'm not a fashion guru. I shouldn't say anything at all about that. But that upset. Not the fact that she's gay. I don't think she's ever stood up and taken on the gay issue that from a strictly gay point. She takes it from a practical point of view. You have to something. But the problem with when you put a gay person in office, all the gay people expect these things to happen. Just like you elect a president that said he's going to do this. Well, the president can't do that unless the House and the Senate say he can. Donald Trump used a proclamation to build his wall, and his wall is a ridiculous joke. It is. It's a joke. Do we need to do something about immigration reform? Yes. But he screwed up so many different things, including the climate and the response to the pandemic, that it's impossible for us to. It's impossible for anybody to sit down and try to straighten everything out within a year or 2 years or 3 years, even quite possibly. And I don't think Biden will run again. I'm not sure he's getting quite old, and I'm not sure I want a president that old, unless I'm real sure about the vice president. I'm coming up to my self-imposed time limit of 30 minutes. That's just something I do so that I think that's a long time, because usually it takes 10 minutes for people to get bored with me, if that, I had somebody enjoyed my last post when I posted this to YouTube, so I hope somebody else enjoys it, enjoys this one, and I'm going to do these whenever I get around to it, whenever I feel like it. When I did the other one, I had to do it every Monday night at specific time. Now I don't have to, so well, we'll come back soon, and have some discussions. Probably won't be until next week. Okay, This is JB and Antonia, Fats and Antonia saying ciao.